Hey guys, I am so excited. We are back with Reinvent Your Body. Yesterday was amazing. I have printed out even more questions that came in, and I'm really, really excited about this topic. Readjust myself here. So, Reinvent Your Body is truly about you coming home to your body. This event is very different. This is not just eat this, don't eat that. Move this way, front load protein, lift heavy. Yes, I can share all of those things. But this is also the mindset that's needed to actually change your relationship with you, with your body, so that you reverse aging, so that you go for your dreams. Because I have a firm belief that if you give me a woman that feels good in her body, she will be unstoppable and she will go for her dreams because she wants to be seen. So instead of outsourcing our confidence, I want to dispel all the myths around and speak into, because I got so many questions around confidence and this belief that in the questionnaire for signing up for this event, it was, what would you do differently if you released the weight? It was like, I would feel confident. Confidence, we talked about this yesterday, you can feel confident now. And so we want to stop putting off what we can feel and be today for these markers that we have outside of us that we believe we need to achieve before we can actually be us and have the joy, experience the things that we desire most in life. It's like that quintessential belief, well, once I get the money, then I'll feel wealthy. And it's like, no, you actually have to feel wealthy first, and then you'll get the money. So we're going to go through that. Who am I? I'm Melissa Catherine. If you are new to me, if you missed day one, definitely go back. Yesterday, we talked about for 90 minutes about the power of the identity shift. Today, we're actually going to talk about the embodied state and the application, because there are so many misconceptions. I've been in the weight loss industry and had my own struggles with this, but I was actually taught and in this space now for 20 years, helping women to get off of dieting, to reconnect to their bodies, to release weight naturally, to actually learn what their body needs to not only thrive, to heal, and to release the weight so that you're done with it. Because your body wants you to be at your ideal weight. It doesn't want to have excess weight. That's just excess work for it to do. But as I've said a million times, it's never about the weight. If you've struggled with your weight for your whole life, if you've always been on a diet, whether you have 1 pound to lose, 20 pounds to lose, 100 pounds to lose, it's never about the weight. Just like illnesses that if you weren't born with it, like anxiety, depression, these are things that have come on due to nervous system regulation and a survival response within the body. And I have had, again, countless women that have come to me and they've gone, it's my hormones, it's menopause, it's this. And once we just get back to moving, their mood changes, they have the energy that they need, they're eating differently. And so I learned very early on, and why I became a holistic nutritionist was I learned that food was medicine or poison. I had struggled with asthma my entire life. And at the age of 23, I took dairy out and I went from having 3 inhalers, albuterol, needing to get breathing treatments, and always worried about getting sick. And then it's going to go to my, bronchial, and then I'll get to whatever, to never, ever having it again, ever, just by removing dairy. And it doesn't mean I never have dairy, but I also saw that my gut improved. If you've struggled with IBS of any kind or gastrointestinal issues, if you have skin conditions. So when I learned that food was medicine or poison, I just started going, well, then if I have control over that, so I want to learn what foods can optimize my health, give me the energy that I need, help me to look the way that I want. I want them to be delicious, and I want it to be sustainable, because it's about making it a lifestyle. So I am very adamant to also tell you that if you have struggled with always being on a diet but never following through, that you can do it for 30 days, but something ends up stopping you and you sabotage your own success. That is not because you just want to always struggle with your weight. It is simply due to a subconscious program where you do not feel safe in some way. And you don't trust yourself, one, to follow through, but it doesn't feel safe to be seen. It doesn't feel safe for whatever reason subconsciously that got created from birth until the age of 10. And in that subconscious, while our subconscious was forming, there became a program in your body And these are the things that I want to shed light on in this event to help you to understand what's actually going on so that you can get off the dieting train. So you, and this, again, this isn't just about weight, this to get off the train of thinking that your body's against you, just telling stories that it's perimenopause or menopause, or it's, and when I say stories, I'm not demeaning it. I just want you to understand the power of words and the stories that we repeat and how they will continue to repeat on you and create in your life unless you stop the narrative, change it, and start to operate as that version of you. And when we shift our identity to one that is healthy, even if you're feeling joint pain, even if you're not at your ideal weight, even if you're struggling with anxiety or stress or overwhelm within the body, but you start to tell yourself, I am health, I am completely whole. And you start asking from that version, how would I dress? How would I act? What activities would I do? And I realize that you might go, but Melissa, if I have joint pain or if I have this, I can't go to, I understand that. The mind does not know the difference between a dream or reality. So feed the dream and the body will follow. The body is taking the program that you are giving it. And if you keep talking about who you've been, and I've struggled with my weight my whole life, I've always been big boned, I've always had that, I've always, watch when you say always, watch where you put the words my in front of an illness or an identifier. My belly is always my this, it's only going to perpetuate. And that's what we're shedding light on in this series. So Reinvent Your Body, I'm really excited about it. If you missed day one, please go back and watch it. It is epic. It truly will change your life and your body. Our bodies will respond to the narrative that we say very, very quickly. I've experienced in my own life, and I have endless testimonials of women that literally were able to release weight by really not changing anything but the way they related to themselves and the stories that they told on what food does to their bodies. So did you ever notice that when, and you'll hear it all the time, when you go out to eat and somebody gets dessert and then everyone eats it right away and they sit there and they go, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. And they beat themselves up almost instantly. And then they talk about how they're going to have to work out and they can't believe it. They just ruined their diet and they're going to start over on Monday and right? How many dinners have you been at where it's that? Oh, I'm going to pay for this tomorrow. You are literally programming your body to respond with gaining weight, right? Your body doesn't know. So when you're eating that brownie and that third slice of pizza or that sub or whatever it is, and you're telling yourself, oh my God, I'm wrecking my diet. You are actually creating the physical response where you will wake up the next day bloated. You will wake up the next day. It's the same thing if you go and have drinks. Everything that you program yourself with, you will experience. And so I actually teach and have within Limitless Academy, there's a program called Limitless Body. It's an 8-week program that you get when you join Limitless, my ongoing membership. It's only $98 intro. You can have that today. And inside that, there's an 8-week course that's actually $500 that we put in there because I'm so adamant about women feeling good in their body and learning about the energetics of food and the way that we talk to our bodies about what we're about to eat. And something that I always share is before you're about to eat, connecting with your body and say, my body loves what it's about to eat and it releases what it doesn't with ease. Same thing with alcohol, same thing. I'm not saying to just go and sit in your house and eat a thing of donuts and be like, that girl doesn't know what she's talking about. When we inform the body that we're operating from a different identity and relationship to ourselves, then your body will follow and it will give you actions to do that will align with that version of you. And then it's up to you to take them, right? It's up to you then to take that action. That's why we have groups and accountability and things like that to support in that. But it's really important to understand how to program your mind and what we need to shift so that you can create a healthy habit, healthy lifestyle, healthy body. And so as a holistic nutritionist, as being a coach in the transformational space, supporting women and empowering them around feeling good in their bodies, connecting to their intuition, optimizing their health, and really pursuing their dreams boldly, right? The number one thing that I saw is the power of reinvention and identity shifting. That it's not just having the goal. We don't just want the weight off for the 30 days or just in time for summer. We want to be bathing suit ready all year round. We want to be aging backwards. We want to have energy, brain, right? We don't want brain fog. We want good sleep. We want clarity. We want to know that everything you are putting in your body is your bank account. I eat in a way where I'm thinking of every food that I eat, it's got a dollar value to it. And it's either serving me or it's hurting me. So I eat in a way that supports that. I work out, I do functional training, I lift heavy. Why do I train functionally? Because I want to challenge my mind. And functional training is I will be like balancing on one leg while lifting weights and doing different compound movements, i.e. a compound movement is doing like a squat with an overhead press. Why would I do that? Because one, my body has to think about doing multiple things at one time, which means I'm supporting my brain in activating new neurons, new pathways to think differently. We always want to be getting our body to think differently. Then I'm also recruiting different muscles all at the same time. I'm also supporting my body with lifting heavy to push my body to atrophy so that I will have change in my muscle and muscle growth more quickly, and muscle weighs more than fat. And it's also going to support in changing the shape of your body more quickly, transforming it, higher calorie burn over an extended period of time versus just doing cardio alone. And it's also supporting my bones as I age. So all of this is my biggest bang for my buck. I always say, you give me 30 minutes, you give me an hour, I'm going to be the person that's got the weighted vest on with the treadmill on an incline while I'm listening to subliminals to reprogram my mind. I'm going to look at how many things can I do at one time to support me in being the version of me so that I'm not taxing myself with an endless to-do list, but I'm optimizing my time efficiently. That's how I eat. That's how I move. That's how I program my mind. That's how I train my clients to be. That's how I have them have such epic transformations and have such epic levels of success on multiple waves in their life at the same time. We want to really look at that process of what am I doing and how can I do it in a way where it's supporting me and thinking differently, but while I'm removing every barrier that's in the way, meaning putting around psychological anchors to support my mind and the version of me that I want to be, removing things that are getting in the way. If you want to be healthy, why do you have junk food in your house? And if you're going to come back to me and say, it's my kids, it's my partner, they would be happy if you said, hey, put that over there. Don't tell mom where it is. So this is about you committing and deciding. And we talked about the power of decision yesterday. Again, if you missed day one of this event, please go back to it. All the slides are there. Everything is there. The other thing that I'm going to tell you, especially if you have struggled with disordered eating, anything, and you could be at your ideal weight, but you know that you constantly have guilt and shame around food, or you beat yourself up if you eat something or if you miss a workout. That is not being in a healthy relationship with your body. That means that you don't feel safe not having very adamant, very strict levels and boundaries of control. So what I often find in women and in our community, they're high achieving, beautiful inside and out, huge hearts, super giving, uber independent and self-reliant, generally empathic and very intuitive, right? And what I mean by empathic is they can pick up on what's going on in the room. You often can sense when somebody's off, and you naturally want to make them feel better. Most likely your purpose and what you do in life, you like to take care of a lot of people. You will put everybody's needs ahead of your own. You often say you're sorry. You deflect talking about yourself and often will want to talk about others. When people compliment you, you feel the need to compliment them back. You struggle with people pleasing. You struggle with having boundaries. You struggle with self-prioritization. And this is what I have found to be consistent across the board. And again, from the outside looking in, most people would say, God, she's got it all together. Oh my God, she's operating at a very high level, but you're also very depleted. You don't speak up and suppress your own voice. And that suppression of your voice leads you to overeating, to self-sabotaging yourself, to procrastinating on goals and dreams that you have, to feeling stuck and repressing, even asking your partner for the support that you need, and to just saying, I've got it, when internally you're really frustrated with them. You're sick of being the one that plans all the vacations, plans all the dinners, but you have a belief that if you don't do it, no one will, and no one will get it done. And also no one can do it as good as you. All of these things, if that's you, please put a comment below. I know we're streaming to multiple platforms, but if that is you, it's not helping you. And what happened was, earlier on in life, you learned that the only person you could truly rely on was yourself, that somewhere along the lines, you being you was not praised, accepted, and was even critiqued. And you being told you were too much, you were too emotional, you had too much to say, or you were praised for just being pleasing, being the kind one, being the nice one, taking care of everything, being the one that everyone could just take care of. And that became where you outsourced your worth from. And like I shared yesterday in my story, I ended up getting a lot of praise when I lost weight. And then that's, since I was hyper insecure within myself and disconnected from who I was, and very judgmental and self-critical, and I didn't love myself. When I got praise outside of me, then my happiness and my level of worth became very dangerous place to play. It was contingent on staying a certain size. So if I went up a pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, what do we think happened? I felt like I lost all my power. I felt like I lost my confidence, my sense of self. So I didn't want to be seen. In fact, I wouldn't go to social things. I would highly judge myself. And when holidays would come, or I'd have to go to something and I wasn't at my ideal weight, even if I still looked good from other people, but for me, remember, everyone's your mirror and everyone's just reflecting back to you, you with you. So if I didn't feel secure and I felt this, then it would get reflected back to me, and people would say things that would speak into my limiting beliefs about me. So when we are not connected to our worth, we're disempowered, and we're in a space of victim, and we're outsourcing our worth to being the smart one, the funny one, the peacemaker, the people pleaser, the nurturer. Then when that happens, and we don't express ourselves, and we don't say the things we want to say, and we cut off our creativity, and we cut off our connection to the divinity that lives within us and our own intuition, then we end up doing things that end up hurting us, like numbing out with food, Netflix, scrolling on social media, buying things for no reason, hoarding things, having all this stuff around, giving, cutting off our supply to receive, to the point where we end up getting sick all the time. We resent, we regret, and we are helping everybody else. And I find that most of these women, right, are in a service-based industry of some kind, or they are doing something where they are putting their boss and their job, again, ahead of themselves. They don't have boundaries at work. They don't have boundaries with their hours at work. They don't have boundaries with their bosses. And they are just left, again, exhausted and depleted. And then what happens is their health is suffering. Their relationship to themselves is suffering, because they're still beating themselves up for not having actually done the things that they said they wanted to do. And when you are already beating yourself up with your inner critic, and then you have all these goals and things that you want to do, and then you've got this elusive body that you don't feel connected to, that's the punching bag. And we end up beating up the body, and we end up pushing the body to stay up late, drink and process alcohol is poison to the body, right? Drink too much, eat too much, especially at night, right? Making up for, right? I always say, where there's lack, we'll fill the gaps with food. Overconsumption of anything is just another way of numbing out, because we're disconnected from our truth. And because we haven't allowed our soul to actually emerge and do the thing that it's been calling you to. And more times than not, these are the women that come to me and they go, whether we're in Limitless Academy or Reinvention, they're going, I am so done living life this way. I am so done living life by anybody else's rules and roles and limitations. I'm ready to reinvent. I want to design myself, my life and my body by my design and not by default. I am so over being the pushover, the people pleaser, being the yes girl. I'm so over not asking for what I want, and I'm ready to do things differently. And some are at the point where they're like, I refuse to go another day this way. And they enroll in Reinvention, our 6-month transformational, dramatically shift up level and get very clear on who you are right now. And that's for the woman in transition that's ready to pivot, that's ready to pursue that dream, go for the love, do the things, travel, whatever it is that she wants to do. Whether she just lost a loved one, got out of a divorce, just got married, just had a baby, or is empty nesting. She's in a space of going, I am so ready to go big. And I'm so done hiding. Christine's like, yes, me. Yes, girl. And we're always at different phases of reinvention. You've reinvented yourself many times, but do you know how many women are looking for somebody to give them permission? Are sitting there and telling themselves, I'm too old, or I'm not thin enough, or I'm not fit enough, or I can't actually do that thing because I don't really know how, or I don't have the skill, or who am I to do that? You're you, and this is your life, and it's only you with you, and your soul is calling you. And now more than ever is the time for women to rise. And I am so hell-bent on no longer being your body, being the reason why you are not taking action. Because right now, today, you can claim confidence. Right now, today, you can claim worthiness. You don't have to wait for somebody to give it to you. I'm giving it to you. I'm telling you right now, and your soul called you to this event because it wants you to hear this, or you wouldn't even be here. It's not about the weight. It never was about the weight. It's not about the food. I understand you think that it will. And yes, it's great when we start to actually feel better. But the bottom line is, it's actually about you taking care of yourself. It's about you choosing yourself. People love the way they feel when they release the weight because for the first time, they've prioritized themselves. They've prioritized taking care of their bodies. It feels good to do the thing that makes you proud of you. It feels good to go to bed at night going, I ate in alignment with the version of me that I know I've always wanted to be, and she's inside me, and I just kept suppressing her. I kept living into stories that everybody in my family struggles with this, or we have depression, or who are you to do this, or it's not fair to be, or it's not right to be in the spotlight. Here's the thing. Everybody that was born, why do you think on social media, everybody is wanting to be a celebrity right now and a star in their own right? Because when we were all born, we wanted to be seen. We wanted to be loved and praised for being ourselves. So even if you might sit there now and say, I really like being in the background, I like this. It's not that. It's you with you. This is your movie. This is your life book. This is you with you. So either you're going to end up spending more time wondering, wishing, and sitting there and going, my best years are behind me. We are the only culture that does not praise getting older, being an elder. It is praised in every other culture. It is an honor. It is an absolute honor. They are deemed the most wise. Instead, all we do and talk about in our culture is retiring, and that at somehow you need to max out your pension because at the age of 70, it's like we can live well into our hundreds. It is scientifically proven that the body can live at least into past 120 to 150. It's the mind that degrades the body. They're unsure on 120 to 150 as of right now due to a bunch of other variables, but it can live past 100. It's our minds that degrade us because from the earliest of ages, we are told and talked about, well, when you retire and at this age, you want to do this. We put all these age gaps on everything. By this age, you should do this. And by this age, you should do this. And by 60, you should have literally your body should fall apart. And then we act like it's surprising when you see a woman that's 75 and fit. She should not be an anomaly. That should be what's normal. And that's what I'm committed to bringing women to. Gone are the days of us needing to outsource our power. You have the power within you. Connect into your intuition. Your body will guide you to the right foods for you, to the right movement for you. But you have to create the inner narrative that supports that desire, that sits there. And we have to stop waiting and allowing our emotions to dictate whether or not we move that day, or whether or not we take action, or whether or not we choose to be happy. You choose it. I just said it. Happiness is a choice. It's a beautiful little book. Waking up each day and sitting there and going, am I still sad? Whatever you went to bed with is how you're going to wake up. People talk about your morning routine being the most important routine. No, Christine, hell no. Rest of my life is the best of my life. Exactly, girl. That's why. That's what we do in Reinvent. It's the mindset for success. And you get to program yourself right now. Notice your narrative. Is your narrative, are you telling everybody how tired you are? How you have no time? How busy you are? How money's really a struggle? How you and your partner are having problems? How are you spending time gossiping? Are you watching other people live their best lives on Instagram? Because remember, everything on social media is highly curated to give you the story that they want to tell. So really understand how you're spending your time, because everyone has time. Humans created time, just like we created paper money, right? And if we look at, and just like we created the ideal body, the ideal body is the body that you want. Not everyone's body is the same. This idea of perfection, there is no perfect, because everybody has a different idea. If I polled everyone that's here today and I said to you, what is your ideal body? What's your idea of perfect? Everyone would say something different. And the bottom line is there is no perfect. There is no, because when you do the thing that your ego says will give you perfect, then your ego will argue that you should have done something else, because that is how the mind is set up. It's a ping pong ball back and forth. The mind never stops. That's why people talk about meditation, to quiet the mind. The bottom line is the mind never stops. What does stop? In constant awareness and through the repetition of new thoughts, a belief gets created in 17 seconds, is understanding that you have 80,000 thoughts on repeat a day, 60,000 of them are negative. And when you start to give more credence to the positive thoughts and you repeat them and you intercept the negative ones and you revise them, that is how we reprogram the mind. And it's done through repetition plus inspired action that's aligned with the identity of the version of you that you want to be. So we cannot change our future by being who you've been. This level of consciousness cannot create the next level version. That's why we must shift the identity. And in order to shift the identity, you have to get very, very clear. I gave you a 4-step framework yesterday on how to actually reprogram the mind and shift your identity. Please go back to day 1 to watch that. It's so simple and it's imperative, but it's a 4-step framework and it works. And in order to do that, right, we need to rewire, we need to reclaim, revise, and then reinvent and be that version. But we have to understand with full clarity who you want to be. And so many women miss the mark, and they invest in strategy and they invest in the diet plan. But the bottom line is the weight doesn't stay off because you actually never created the version of you that had the identity that believed that that would be you. So of course you gain the weight back, because all you did was put yourself on a temporary 30-day, 60-day, even 6-month, even a year if you release the weight. But you inevitably will gain the weight back. And I'm not talking about just fluctuating a few pounds. I'm talking about gaining the weight back because your identity, you were waiting to go back. Your identity didn't actually believe that it would stick because you didn't create the habits and the actual identity that's cemented in. So when all these people are doing their GLP-1s and then this and that, yes, when you take the GLP-1 away, your hunger will come back. Your addiction to food, your habits with food will inevitably come back unless you change your habits. and you change your identity to be the version of you that moves her body daily, that eats in a way that supports her body in aging backwards and in optimizing her health, her brain health, and giving her the energy that she needs, right? So those are the things that are necessary. And I really want you to understand that reinvention is a process of becoming. It's about remembering who you've always been. This is not about needing to be somebody completely different. You already know the best version of you. You know who she is. She's the one that calls to you. She's the one that gives you guidance. She's the one that says, hey, you don't need to eat that. Or, this supplement would be really great. Or, sign up for that body competition or do that marathon or start lifting weights or get that weight of that. Just get outside. Or I think you really like yoga, guiding you to things that are going to connect you back to yourself so that you can hear her more clearly. Right. And so that's what we want to come home to. That's what we want to come home to. And that's what we do in our Limitless Academy, our ongoing membership. And you guys can join for only $98. And within that, I have an 8-week program called Limitless Body, right? Yes, body competitions. Girl, I know. I did the INBF, the International Natural Body Federation, and I won Best Body. It was a great experience. I did that almost 12 years ago now. I'm so glad I did, but it's you've got to know what your heart is calling you to. Christina's soul is calling her to do that. There's a reason for it, because on the other side of that competition is going to be something, right? There's going to be something that's going to come. Our soul always guides us to do something. So if you're being called to clean up your diet, to learn about whatever, to maybe essential oils, to learn about dry brushing or other things, like I teach, I share all of these things that I do and the reason why I do them. And it's a part of my commitment to myself for wanting to age backwards, to optimize my brain health, to sit there and go, what, especially after having, my mother with dementia and then passing with Alzheimer's, understanding and getting very, very clear about the identity that I want to have and how I want that to be. And I want you guys to understand, to live limitless, this is about living in a realm of potentiality and possibility and understanding how to reprogram the mind to operate that way. It's about getting out of the nuanced narratives and the subconscious programming that has you not want to be seen, to self-sabotage, and to procrastinate. And if you relate to those ways of being and you're sitting there and you're going, I'm so ready to play big in life. I'm so ready to start showing up differently. And I do have a dream and I want to be that example for my children and my grandchildren. And I want to call in the greatest love of my life, or I want to call in and have, I'm sitting there going, I'm planning on aging backwards, looking better than ever, which I've been doing. I look better now than I did 10 years ago. I want to continue, and there will always be a reinvention. I've reinvented myself from being a small town girl, no training, to having a thriving, career over a decade in the #1 market in the world in New York City in the fashion industry, completely self-taught, to then starting an online business when this was not the normal, because my intuition called me to coaching when there was no, there was Tony Robbins. It was not even, it was hard to even get certified when I started in this over 20 years ago now. And I followed my intuition, and I'm so grateful because it gave me this extraordinary life where I've lived all over the world, and I've had more time with family than I could have ever imagined. And I've been able to support myself and build a life of my dreams. And I continue to, and I get to support epic women that I'm honored every day to be able to support, that inspire me, right? And write books and podcasts and run international retreats in Argentina and Puerto Rico and all over, and continue to do that. We have another one in San Miguel next year. And I say that because I followed my intuition and I had no idea what it was guiding me to, ever. And that's what your intuition does. And that's what your higher self will guide you to, how to actually heal your body. That's how I eradicated cancer. In 8 weeks, I healed my body by doing that, right? And I knew that I wanted to be able to help other women to love themselves, to heal the thing that's blocking them and stopping them. And my Achilles heel was, disordered eating, emotional eating. It was this distorted and very unhealthy relationship that I had with my body until I didn't. And then I came into wholeness, and then I taught that. And as I've continued to evolve, now it's fully about deep, huge, dramatic transformation in shorter periods of time, and helping women to up level and go big and believe in themselves in a way that they never have, and to come home to themselves. It's a remembering, it's a becoming of her, and the her is you. And this is your time. And now more than ever, it's time for us to rise and to get out of these limitations, because your body is actually your portal to your dreams. Your body is your bank account. And when you understand that your body will give you everything that you need, and your confidence starts with you right now, right here, and the words that you say and the thoughts that you think, and every thought is nothing more than a reflection back to you, and every person that you see on the street is just mirroring back to you what you believe to be true about you, then you start to understand, wow, this is like magic and so powerful, that when I start telling myself that everybody loves me, and that money comes to me, and that I know what I want and I know who I am, that everything starts to magnetize to me, and life becomes magical, and I start to see the signs, and I'm awakened in a different way, and I trust myself more than ever before, and everything aligns for me, and opportunities are coming. And then I get to quantum leap, and I don't have to do the steps, and I no longer need to effort or struggle or strive in the way that I once did. Gone are those days, ladies. And that's what we are doing here. That's what we do in Limitless Academy, $98 intro. And in that you get Limitless Body, $98. I'm putting the link here. Come and join. If you don't like it, you can leave at any time. It's literally, and this is available for the next 48 hours. The other thing that I will tell you, we're going to go into this. I have 4 pages of questions, and I want to make sure to answer them. They're on everything around how to feel healthy and happy in your body at any age, self-sabotage, what to do to deal with self-sabotage, I'll get into, how to trust yourself in wanting to start that next level business, how to turn off the noise of negative thinking, reconnecting to your body's communication, how to actually treat yourself better when you don't like yourself, rising above stress and fitting it all in when you have a successful, thriving business, you are a mom of 3, and you have your family and your partner, how to get back out there after divorce and when you're not feeling good because you've gained excess weight. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to try to get to all of these. There's so many. How to get the scale moving when it's stuck. Menopausal belly. I know I got a few around those. The questions, guys, around like specific diets, I don't believe in dieting. I don't. I want a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. And I understand you can use a diet to like kind of support, but why not just eat clean? It makes it so easy. You don't have to count macros or anything. It cuts about like all the excess sugars. And then you can actually learn what your body's calling you to. And it gets you back connected to your body. It's eating whole foods closest to their natural state. It's eating foods that are living and in color. So we're not eating dead foods. I remember I was sitting in Mexico, my cousin's like, and I'm like, oh, the dead foods. And she's like, what do you call them? I'm like, they're dead foods. There's no life force. There's no energy. It can live in a bag or a box, and you could probably leave it here and it would still be here a decade from now. That's disgusting. That's not like, listen, I'm not saying I never eat. Like I love dessert, and I like eating. I eat everything in moderation. Like I just said, I was just in Mexico for 3 weeks. I think you guys watched me on my stories. I went and got chocolate chip gelato, not once, but twice in the span of like 1 hour. So delicious. But I have no food guilt, and my body maintains its weight without a thyroid at age 47. Like it works. What I do works, and it's easy, and I don't have to walk around tracking everything and like killing myself. And I eat out, and you can order anything. I like to do things that make sense. Your body thrives on real whole foods. I want my body as my bank account. What's going to give me the biggest bang for my buck? Is it like, I would rather eat a ginormous salad that's filled with all the things that I love than having one slice of pizza that's actually going to be double the amount of calories and fat and has no nutritional value than the ginormous salad that's got protein and fruit and like nuts and avocado and egg and whatever else I want to put in there. I mean, you guys see me all the time online. I'm always making salads. And I also love making healthy pizza, you know, and that's another thing that I make. I've made the cottage cheese and egg crust pizza. I also did lean ground turkey meat, 1 egg. And you can add Parmesan cheese if you want. I just did Italian seasonings, and you literally put it in, you know, your Ninja, your NutriBullet, and you spray it down and you put it in the pan and you bake it, and it becomes, you can do pizza crust, and it's all protein. I mean, I'm about doing things that make sense. I love to eat. I'm always baking. I'm always cooking. I cook all my meals. I mean, just come and watch me online. I do it all the time. If you guys subscribe to me on YouTube, you catch my lives. I'm literally cooking things, and then I talk to you about life. Come join me. All right. Oh, by the way, we're going to be doing a 30-day Next Level You challenge. If you want in, it's free. Hold on. Let me make sure I get the link for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I see your comment. I apologize. Here you go. Sherry, this is Limitless. Yes, the $98, you'll see the countdown, $98. And when you join, I know you guys were asking me about this yesterday. When you join in Limitless and you go in, there are 2 self-concept workbooks that I have you start with that you can download. And that's where you can actually create your identity, right? And you'll go through those. And then it says start here, and there's Limitless Body. And it's an 8-week course that was $497. It is $497 on my website. Outside of that, you can go and look. But we put it inside Limitless Academy as a gift, as a bonus, essentially, because like I said, I want all women, if you don't feel connected. And inside that, not only do I teach how to eat, how to move, the mindset, tapping, subconscious programming, and how to really connect back into your body, how to release weight. Like I go through everything. It's an 8-week course. It's in there when you join. So you can pay only $98 and get a $500 bonus program, plus the workbooks, plus you're with me every Monday live, where I coach and I do hot seat coaching. We have lessons. We do challenges in there. I mean, we've got the full community. And then there's also, we have a daily, app where we all talk on the app, and you hear me and you can ask me any questions. And we do daily like motivation, inspiration, journal prompts, women share in there. It's just epic. And it's to support you in life, mind, body mastery, right? Like truly getting the body. It's about up leveling, upgrading on all levels. So that's only $98. Okay. So here we go over on, where's Sarah? Where are you on Instagram? Okay. So that my high level program is Reinvention. And this is a 6-month program. We're always bringing women into it. It comes with an extensive workbook. We call it our life book. And this is where it's a hybrid. It's very, this is like the highest level of accountability support. This is for the woman that's like, I'm ready to reinvent. Like I'm ready to make dramatic changes in my life. I'm ready to up level. I'm ready to have it all. I'm ready to go big. I'm done playing small. I want to get the body. I want the money. I want to go for my dreams. I want to be held accountable. I no longer want to live life by default. I want it to be by my design. I want to get very clear, and you know, many of the women in there they're in a major life transition. You know, and I totally get that, as am I. I mean, like I said, I lost my mom in December. It just changed a lot of things for me. And I saw with myself, after manifesting and everything else, my greatest transformations and quantum leaps in my life happened through reinvention. And so it's one, getting clear on the identity of the version of you that would have the life that you want, the body that you want, the wealth that you want, the love that you want, all of the above, right? We all want to have it all. We don't want to pick and choose. And you can do this in partnership with Kit. Like, yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. This is not, you don't need to be single to do this. And this program, we have a live in-person retreat. You work with me one-on-one, and you also have group calls. And there's an actual program, like a 6-month, 20 module It's awesome. It's the most epic. I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed. It's such a divinely downloaded. It's the energy in there and the transformations that have happened. We've literally been doing it for like, this happened like 6 weeks, and the changes that these women are making and their confidence, and they're just doing things. They're just doing the things that they had not taken action on for so long. They're just doing them. It's almost, it's blowing my mind what's happening. And it's truly an held energetic container. It's amazing. That is by application. Christina, I love her program. Join. Thank you. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. She's amazing. And another, like, she inspires the F out of me. And yeah, I'm like, she's one to watch for, because her coaching program and just everything, fitness competent, like we're going big. So watch out. It's amazing. So yes. And I will put, Mary, can you put the application in for Reinvention? And what I will say that we will do with Reinvention is, okay, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me go into this present part. You know what? So I didn't want to enter full screen. Oh, geez. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see how this goes. How does that work? Can you guys see that? Join. I love you guys. It's so good. Yes. Okay. I'm going to show you this, and where you can see, we did it yesterday. Is this working? I don't know if you guys can see this. All right. Well, there we go. Never mind. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to answer these questions because there are so many. So I'll get back to, so what I was saying with Reinvention right now, when you join Reinvention, you also get my Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. And Love Your Body, Lose the Weight is our $3,000 program. And you get that when you join Reinvention. Now, that's a bonus that we're doing. So that will be live in here. And I don't know why this is driving me nuts, guys. I'm sorry. Present. Let's see. Can you see this? No, we're done. I'm done. I don't mean it like that. All right. Well, I'm just going to tell you. So Reinvention, that's Reinvention. And it's really unfortunate because we have this entire beautiful slideshow. But with Reinvention, that's our 6-month transformation course. And there's so much that you get. It's insane. You get 2 weekly group coaching calls each week. One's a Q&A, one's a teaching module. You have 2 private 45-minute calls with me. And like I said, you have your group call. We also have a private Voxer thread where we're on like walkie-talkie real time. We have a 3-day immersive retreat in September. And it's extensive. And then you get Love Your Body, Lose the Weight with that, which is a beautiful, it's a globally recognized program that has got thousands of women. So I don't know why we have all these like testimonials and other things, but it's not showing up, and I'm waiting for my team to get back to me. But yesterday we ended up going super over. So I'm going to make sure that I can answer these questions. Reinvention application, I will put it here. And then let me also get you this is driving me nuts. The 30-day challenge. If you guys are not on my email list, the 30-day next level you challenge, we will be starting that in June. So definitely get on my email list so you will be the first to know about it. And that is, I'm super excited about that one. It's going to be, I love everything that I get to do. And by get to, I mean, like I end up getting these downloads to create it. And then I'm like, okay, here we go. So let me do that. All right. Out of these questions, there's a lot. If there are any other questions that you want me to answer aside from, I will come back and answer the other questions about Limitless. Where is it here? Yesterday, I answered a lot of questions around, well, I got to answer a few around what to do yesterday's question from Katrina around how to essentially love your body while it's changing. And my primary thing with that was, you really want to go into deep appreciation for your body with full faith in where you're going. And when you have faith in where you're going, you don't care about what's going on because you know you're also doing all the things that would necessitate the change. And so if you're not doing the things that would necessitate the change, meaning, and this is something that I always saw when I was teaching our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program, I would say in 7 days and 7 days out of a week, how many of those did you go to bed feeling proud where you knew that you fully showed up for yourself? And that was awesome because that's when you were able to really see, and my clients would get very real with me and we were able to see, oh, okay, you're not. And so if you are not actually in 7 days, if you're like, honestly, I probably really only, I think 2 or 3 days I felt good or I'm really proud of myself, then you have your answer. Then no wonder you're struggling with not seeing changes. And so when we are consistently doing the things, then we don't question it and we're not obsessing about it and we're not worried because we're doing the things that make us feel good. And we know in full faith that they're going to give us the result. It's only when we're not. It's only when we're not following a plan, when we're not in alignment, when we're not moving our bodies, when we're overeating, when we're not actually doing the things. Just think about it. That's when we obsess and we freak out and we talk about it all the time. But when we're doing it, we just have faith and we're silent and we're in the joy of the journey. And so that's where to start with that. Yesterday, I also answered, why was it so hard for you to get in touch with deep feelings? So Jan, we answered that. Veronica, the bridge above. I know that negative thoughts only hurt me, but I cannot really seem to love my body where it is right now. I know I cannot just do a mantra and really believe it. So I would tie that in with yesterday's question around how to appreciate where you are. And another thing that I will say that's profound for those of you that really struggle with your body. One of my very first mentors, if you don't know, she created Hay House Radio. She's no longer living, but it was Louise Hay. And I worked with her when I was in New York City forever and a day ago. And she taught me mirror work. And it was a game changer for me in terms of relating with my body and loving myself. And how I teach mirror work is stand in front of the mirror for your soul's recognition of yourself with yourself. And I mean, stand close. You're not standing far away. You actually have to really take yourself in the way your significant other would take you in. Right? Like they're that close to you. They're looking at your eyes, or your child is like looking at you and they study your face. You're looking at yourself and you repeat to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. And you take in all of you. And I'm talking, ladies, if you are one of those that gets dressed and doesn't look in the mirror, that you maybe look at your face, but you never look at your belly or your butt or your legs, or you won't look at yourself before you get in the shower, out of the bath. Or when you do, you make a comment like this or that. that is you are relating to you, and that's what needs to change. And that's when you start to bridge the gap, and that's when you fall in love with you. So I really encourage you to get back to doing mirror work or start doing it. And I'm telling you right now, when you repeat loving affirmations to yourself, I am enough, I am deserving, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I love myself, I love my body, and you do it in front of the mirror, I'm telling you, you will either start to cry, your ego will go, I'm too busy for this. You'll start laughing, or you'll constantly put it off. Always know this, what you resist, on the other side of your resistance is your dream realized. On the other side of your resistance is that next level identity. Your resistance is your greatest, it's your North Star, it's your greatest indicator. It's going to show you what is needed and where you're being called to go. And what you resist right now, just write down 3 things you've been resisting. First off, the only reason you know is because your higher self has guided you to change it. What you're resisting is the very thing that's tying you to the current identity that's creating against who you want to be. So right now, write down, what are you resisting? Does a voice come in that goes, just please start going to bed by 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or just start bringing a lunch to work, or please start food prepping, or just start walking outside, or move first thing in the morning, or, go to that doctor's appointment, or start that business, or read that book, or just start journaling. Whatever it is that you're being called to, that you're not doing, that's your higher self calling you, because it's wanting to connect in. It has guidance, and it knows that if you just do that one thing, it's going to propel you forward. But your current identity is going to give you every reason not to. Don't go to the doctor. Don't get those supplements. Stay up later. Watch TV. Do you know how many clients I have that tell me that they got guided to stop watching TV, or stop social media, or like to disconnect Netflix, or they got guidance, like they just know that if they just went to bed at night, or if they just got that, whatever it is. So get the accountability, do the thing. And I promise you, just commit to it for 7 days and see what happens. And the number of women that told me that they hate working out and they will never work out. I will not work out, Melissa. I'm going to do your program, but I'm not going to work out. And then they ended up, once they started and they found something that they loved, whether it was dancing or belly dancing or yoga or Pilates or just walking outside. And then all of a sudden they were my greatest testimonials. They were like, oh my God. And because we're animals by nature, we want to move. And I can also tell you, after doing this for over 20 years, the number of women that came to me telling me they really knew they needed that something was up with their thyroid, that they're depressed and they've really been struggling with lack of purpose and being hyper negative. When we just started eating better and moving daily, their weight came off. Also, the number of women that were doing crazy HIIT workouts and masochistically eating chicken and broccoli, and then would tell me like they think it's their hormones. And then I got them to connect and to start lifting and asking them what did their body need, and stopped being so crazy with food, and their body would just release. In fact, I'm thinking of one woman right now that had told me that she had spent thousands of dollars, gone to these specific doctors, did all of this different RTT therapy and blah, blah, blah. And she was insisting it was because of menopause and her hormones, and that her body was effed up after all the years of dieting. Well, within the first month of being with me, she had lost 8 pounds and it felt better than ever. And she was no longer doing this crazy workout. So a few tips that I'm just going to tell you right now. You guys want to release weight, or you want to get healthy, you're stuck, you're plateaued. That was one in here. Few things. One, if you're after the age of 40, stop HIIT training altogether. Please stop. Just, it's not, we're not 20. At 20. And this isn't because I'm about like, we're not 20 like that. Now it does damage to the body. It actually will halt you from releasing weight. Now, if you want to do a HIIT workout of like doing some intervals on an elliptical or on the treadmill and going up and going down, or on the revolving stairs, and you just want to do that for a few, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, by all means. That can also help get you out of a plateau. Here are my standard 4 things that I'm going to tell you to do to release weight without having to do it much. 1, close your kitchen. Be done eating by 6, at the latest by 7. Have kitchen hours, shut it down. Be done. 2, make your dinner your smallest meal. Gone are the days we do not need to be consuming everything before we're going to go to bed. 1, it's just going to disrupt your sleep. It's going to halt collagen production. It's going to actually mess with your GI tract, and it's also going to mess with your hormones and mess with your sleep, and it's a recipe for weight gain. So make dinner your smaller meal. 3, front load protein and eat your protein first. Protein keeps you fuller longer. It supports with weight loss. It supports with weight maintenance. It supports with brain focus and brain clarity. It staves off cravings, and it's going to give you more energy. Think of your body like food is meant for fuel. You just need to get from point A to point B. What's going to give you the most energy? What's going to support you the most, right? High protein. 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat, or per pound of weight on the scale. If you're a 130-pound woman, then you want to consume 130 grams of protein. Front load your protein. Eat as much as you can. Eat the protein first. Like I said, it will keep you fuller longer. Then you go to your starches, right? And then you have your fruit last. Ideally, for fruit, aim for berries. They're higher in antioxidants, i.e. aging backwards. They're higher in fiber. They're lower in calories and in sugar, right? You can have more of them and they're higher. Remember when I said I eat foods like it's a bank account? What's my biggest bang for my buck? Berries are fantastic. You can have more of them and they do more for your body, okay? Other things I'm going to say is have your fruit earlier in the day. Have it at breakfast, have it at lunch, cut it then. That really supports in stabilizing your blood sugar levels. But again, let's just keep it simple. Close the kitchen after 6, 7 o'clock latest, be done with it. 2, make dinner your smallest meal. 3, front load protein and have more protein. You want to have as much protein as you weigh. If you want ideas on high protein and how to have high protein snacks and all of that, you guys, you get my cookbook, you have my recipes, you get that within Limitless Academy, and you also get that when you join Reinvention and follow me on social media. I'm always sharing what I'm eating. Other things I can tell you that are, and I like things that taste really good. I do my protein pancakes. I do my egg sandwiches on bread. The bread, you don't have to discount bread. My favorite bread's carbonate bread. It's not made with grains. Hero bread, egg life wraps are just pure egg whites. Hero bread is higher in protein. It's not as clean as carbonate, but it's great. And carbonate's made with coconut flour and literally has no grains. It's 45 calories, 2.5 grams of fat. I just did a video on this, so I know this as well as actually I talk about it all the time. And those are the breads that I like. You don't have to not have bread. Like people always ask me, they're like, what? I always see you eating bread. I'm like, yeah, I want to have like a sandwich, a wrap. I will make the different like cottage cheese and egg and, and blending it up and putting it in a baking sheet, and you can make that as wraps. Like I said, I don't do a lot of dairy. But if you do dairy and it works well with you, by all means. If you are looking to release weight, if you have gastrointestinal issues, if you have hormonal disruption, and if you struggle with adult acne, take dairy out. Honestly, I've seen just incredible things, like wondrous. I cannot tell you the number of clients, again, that I've supported coming to me, telling me they've had adult acne forever, that they've spent all this money on blah, blah, blah. We've taken dairy out, their IBS, their belly's flat. They're no longer bloated all the time. They release weight. Here's the thing. There were 37 unidentified hormones found in the United States in dairy alone last year. So what is dairy? And no, dairy is not eggs. I had to do a video on that. It went viral. It fascinated me, and how many people were like, but eggs are in the dairy, in with dairy. I'm like, there's no dairy in eggs. Really understand though, cottage cheese, when people tell me I don't really have a lot of dairy and then I have them write it down, they're like, oh, I had no idea that dairy's in dressings, dairy's in Soups, dairy is in the creamer, in whatever you put in your shake, in your oatmeal, in your, like, start to notice if you have dairy. I think you'd be surprised how many things have dairy in them, whether it's butter, sauces, like all the things. And yes, it's quite easy to be dairy free. It's actually fascinating what happens when you take it out. You really don't miss it. I'm not saying that you have to by any means, but if you struggle with any of the above, it would behoove you, especially if you have hormonal disruption, because it's kind of crazy what is being fed and put in our vegetables and being given to animals, and then we're ingesting it. And the efficacy behind that is runs a very vast line, guys. The FDA, all of these things that say organic, all natural, that really has no meaning unless it's literally got the organic like certification on it. But when it says all natural, that doesn't mean anything. Really understand. Sugar-free does not mean there are no sugars in it. Again, really notice that. In the United States, it's unfortunate that our FDA, that things are not regulated the way they are in other countries. When you go and get Trick cereal in England or in France, you will see that they do not allow food dyes because of how linked food dyes are to ADD, hormonal disruption, dyslexia, dementia. I mean, it goes on and on. If you look at the rise in dementia and in autoimmune disease and infertility and all of, you'll see why I choose to eat clean and eat whole foods, and why I make my meals. So, and that's also another beautiful thing. But again, if you're looking to release weight and just feel better and have more energy, I can tell you right now, closing the kitchen and having dinner be a smaller meal for you. And what I have found, again, after working with thousands of women, when they actually learn what their body wants to eat and the natural rhythms of their appetite, depending on their activity level, I would say the majority really ate at like 10 o'clock was when they felt really hungry first. Maybe they needed a little something in the morning, but 10 o'clock, or even 11 o'clock. And then they would get hungry again around that, anywhere from 2 to 4. And then they would find that dinner, they really didn't need a lot. Again, it depends on your activity level. This is more of a generalization, but again, when you learn what your body needs, it's pretty amazing. The other one that I will say that's highly supportive, when you guys were asking me, there were 7 people. So my team just made a list of and pulled in the most prominent number of questions. And then if there were many that were repetitive, they put them here. So, I'm sorry, 17 asked about stabilizing energy and feeling brain fog. One of the things I can tell you is really look at your coffee consumption. I'm not saying coffee is bad for the body, but I can tell you that I have found in supporting women with hormones, especially around perimenopause after the age of 40, menopause, or even if you are not in that at all, that having coffee after 11 was really beneficial. And it was either coffee, even moving over to mushroom coffee. Again, if you guys follow me on social, please do. I'm always putting up my recipes. I did my mushroom mocha the other day, mushroom coffee or matcha. I love me my matcha. And I have found that I now have more sustained energy by replacing coffee with my matcha or my mushroom coffee. Again, I still enjoy a cup of coffee. I do, but I was starting to notice that I would have an afternoon crash. And now I really have that beautiful sustained energy. Okay. How to fit it all in under stress and rise above what's going on around you when you are taking care of little ones, you love the work that you get to do, and being married. So that it's a lot, guys. It's the juggling act. And what I really speak into often is in self-prioritization is get up and have that time for you. I know that so many will say, but Melissa, I really like working out after. The bottom line is, when the day gets away from you, it gets away. And we have no control over that when it does. And if your kid gets sick, or if your spouse needs something, or if you just get inundated with work, you will need to not take care of you. So I highly encourage, get up in the morning and go and do you, boo. Get up, make it your time. Say like, don't interrupt mommy. Like, I'm going, let your partner know I need this time for me. It's about self-prioritization, because when you feel good, you are better for everybody. But when you don't, everyone suffers as a result, I promise you. And so it can be a little bit at first. Give yourself that 7, 10 to 14 days to get on track and create the habit. Take out anything that stands in the way. So I often teach about psychological anchors to anchor in healthy habits, and also what to do to create barriers of entry. So like I said, if you want to cut the kitchen. By the way, guys, earlier when I said end the kitchen, I'm telling you right now, you will drop weight without even having to change anything in your diet, just by doing the things that I just shared with you. I promise. Just by doing that alone. Because the amount of consumption that gets done at night, the amount of overeating, and so many with the stories around, but I need to sit with my family. You can still sit with your family. You don't have to, you can have something on the side. You can eat something smaller. You can sit there and be like, I'm going to drink my tea. This doesn't have to be, but really understand that most weight gets put on at night, and so many have their biggest meal at night and they don't understand, and then they continue to snack and they do this. Even if you just did kitchen hours like Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, it will be a game changer, and it will support you, and you will sleep better than ever. And this is about finding nightly nourishment outside of food and creating fun for the family, so that it's not all centered around needing to have this big dinner. Like, you know, it's just gone are the days of that. I understand it maybe on a Sunday night or like a family dinner here and there, but we can connect without it needing to be this giant eating fest, and move it into what are things that we can do as a family. And maybe it's you guys making dinner together and then going and having it and watching the sunset, or going and then doing an activity after dinner. And everybody after dinner goes on a walk, or we play a game, or we do something different. So now getting back to how to rise above and the stress. So 1, get you time in. 2, use your night to set you up for success the next day. Do a brain dump, have the list on things that you need to do, time chunk your day, stick to the boundaries with the time chunking. I find so many women, if we can just honor and sit there and go, whatever that's in front of me is going to get 100% of my energy. And so I had one of my clients saying to me, she goes, Melissa, what do I do? My 5-year-old daughter is talking to me, and I'm sitting here going, I just need to listen to this call. Like, it was one of our limitless calls. And I said, this is when you get to teach delayed gratification, which is a beautiful thing for a child to learn, that they get to self-resource with themselves and learn how to be okay giving mommy a minute. And that they will be okay by learning how to regulate and give themselves the attention that they need, and learn how to actually, entertain themselves for a minute. And these are psychological studies that are done specifically around children, with understanding and learning about boundaries and understanding, okay, mommy's doing this right now. Then you give what you're doing a full 100%. I just am going to listen to this thing for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to pivot back. And now when I'm in front of my child, I can give them all of me. But this is also about you being okay with expressing and moving into those boundaries. And the other thing that I'm going to tell you in terms of what to do to fit it all in, outsource, guys. Women, we can have it all, but we also have to be okay not being it all. I'm going to say that again for everybody in the back. We can have it all, but we have to be okay not being it all. That means there's going to be a trade-off. There's going to be a meeting that you need to go to, and thank you guys. There's going to be a meeting that you're going to have to go to, and you're not going to be able to make that volunteering thing at your kid's school, and that has to be okay with you. This is also about outsourcing support. Hire a kid down the street that wants to make some extra money this summer to food prep for your family. Maybe they want to be a chef, or they're into health, or they're starting their own little YouTube channel. And I mean little like that in a demeaning way, but like start asking for help. Hey guys, do you look at colleges that are near you and start going, listen, I'm looking for somebody to come Look on Facebook and put in a group that you're meeting a nanny or an au pair, or you need a personal assistant to just run errands for you. Look at how to leverage AI to do things for you. And most of all, instead of being Miss Uber self-reliant, I don't ask anybody for help, start asking your spouse. But here's the thing, when you ask them for help, you can't micromanage them. And when they fill the dishwasher for you, this doesn't mean that you go and rearrange it the way that you want it done. This means you say thank you and you let it be done, right? So you can have it all, but you can't be it all. And you have to learn to be okay with that. And that means, hey, mom is not going to be the one doing all of the driving. Mom is going to look for carpools, and dad or second mom, whatever it is, spouse is going to help. And if you're a single mom, then it's, hey, I'm actually going to be okay asking for support and I need help, or I'm going to hire a driver, or I'm going, like, right? So we have to start to outsource and know that when you get that hour back, you use it to make more money, or you use it to leverage time for you, right? So if your house is decluttered, it's like, okay, I don't have time to do it. Great, pay someone. Pay someone. We can pay somebody for everything now. It is worth it to be like, I'm going to pay somebody $100 to spend 4 hours this weekend to go and clear out the room that I don't want to do while I'm working on my website because I need it to get done, because it's actually something I want to do, or I'm going to write the book, or instead I'm going to spend it being with my kids, or I'm going to go and work out and just do a spa day for me because I'm literally about to snap, right? So again, you can have it all, but you can't be it all. There are trade-offs. We have to start thinking outside the box and looking for other ways to get support. And again, these are things that we talk about in Limitless Academy and Reinvention. All right. Give me, I don't know what that question is. Okay. So I want to answer this. How to deal with self-sabotage. And I know I talked about this yesterday. Self-sabotage is not because you just want to get in the way. We want to understand what is the dominant fear and what is really there. Because the bottom line is, we all do what we want to do, but we often take action on the things that we know we're going to be successful at. So if you know that you've tried to lose weight before and haven't, and tried to lose weight before and haven't, then you're not going to follow through because you actually don't believe that you will. And you don't trust yourself, and it didn't work for you before. So you actually have to create a new narrative, and then ask yourself, the version of me who does follow through, the version of me who wins at this, the version of me who has the body, the version of me who follows through and does the thing that I'm sabotaging myself, and I actually have it. How does she feel? How does she think? What does she do differently? And you have to sit with yourself and journal and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid will happen when I release this weight? What am I afraid will happen when I no longer have this health disorder? When I no longer, because here's the thing, guys, whatever we over-identify with, we're getting something from. So if you're always the one that has anxiety, or you struggle with, or you're so, sensitive to other people, empathic. So you're just you need this barrier to entry, like whatever, that's not the best example. If you have something that you identify as being, there's so many that are coming to mind. And I'm going to use myself as an example. Owner of cancer. I like to relate stories. If you have an ailment and it's giving you an out for a lot in life, and maybe it's, you have a weak immune system, or you do struggle with depression, or there's something that we get from it, even if we say we don't want it. Whatever you perpetuate in your identity, you're getting something from it. whether it's people wanting to take care of you, or you have an excuse for why you can't fully show up, or you have an excuse for why you play small in life, or you have an excuse in general for not doing something that otherwise would scare you or that you could fail at. So often when we sabotage, it's a protector within us, because there's a part in us that, one, doesn't believe we'll succeed, but two, is afraid of actually doing the thing and it not working, or doing the thing and the version of us that we'll have to become as a result. And so this is why so many people actually don't pursue their dreams. And then they tell themselves, it's too late, or I just wasn't that good, or I should have done it at the time, but now I can't. And it's because you were afraid. So whatever you could have done. And that's why at the end of this life, it's you with you. So if there's ever time to connect in, to find out who you are and what you really want, and go balls to the wall and give it your all, as I rhyme, now is the time, as I rhyme again. It is the time. And that's why I was doing this event. So if you want to get out of limited thinking, and get out of staying stuck, and get out of telling yourself you don't know, and get out of constantly reading books and watching everybody else on social media and trying to piecemeal together how to do it, get in community, whether it's mine or somebody else's, but take action and stop being a glacier of isolation, and know that you're better together, and join other women who are doing the thing too, and get in community. And again, this is what we do. So then you're around people that are thinking from possibility and potentiality instead of limited thinking, because we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And if you're around a bunch of people who think small and operate from fear and want to stay stuck in who they are and constantly just talk about the same thing every day, or gossip about other people, that will be you. So really think about that. That's why I created the communities that we have. So join Limitless Academy, see what you can do in the next 30 days. If you don't like it, by all means, you can leave. And also know that you deserve more. You're worth it. You're worth it. I hope you love this event. We do them every month. And come and meet us. Be in this energy, and let's see what you can do. I got you, boo, and I believe in you endlessly. That's what is meant for you. And now is your time. We don't want to keep hiding, right? And that's why you're here. So I love you all. Reinvention is by application. Yes. I am going to put that here. And sorry, guys, I'm trying. Here is Limitless Academy again. I know, I got it. I'm listening, I promise. Here we go. Yes. Lisa, here you go, honey. And if you have any questions, just DM me or email support at Melissa Catherine. My team is epic and amazing. I love you all so much. This was awesome. And I know there's so many questions, but I think I'd be here another like 20 hours, again, another 90 minutes here. So I might do a follow-up where I just do Q&A and answer the rest of the questions, because we had so many. And I just really appreciate you and your time. I'm honored. I love you all. And thank you for being here. And I will see you in our next event. Follow me on all the things, and come join Limitless, and we will see you there, or Reinvention. Would love to have you. All my love, guys. Bye.